While the graphical leaps between console generations aren't as pronounced as they used to be in the past, it would be a massive understatement to say that consoles haven't made any progress with the current generation. The PS5 is home to some truly spectacular looking games that push the system to its limits, and this list runs down 15 of the best looking PS5 games in ranked order, starting from the bottom and reaching all the way to the top. Tekken 8. The Tekken series has always been at the cutting edge in terms of graphics, and the latest line in Tekken 8 is no different in this regard. Whether it's the high-quality character models, the multitude of carefully curated stages, or the cinematics, Tekken 8 flaunts some of the highest quality UE5 visuals of this generation, and it's an absolute feast for the eyes. And the best part is that it achieves all that without having to compromise on fluid and responsive performance. Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws is an interesting subject for one of the best-looking games of this generation, particularly because it does a number of things right. The Snowdrop engine is definitely a powerhouse, and its open-world rendering is one of the best in the business. Although character models leave a bit to be desired and textures can be muddy at times, but the game's world and art style nails the visual aesthetic that makes it so endearing. There's a visible contrast between the murky underbellies of the many settlements you explore and the shiny Empire corridors that house the many firefights you undertake. And that, combined with the massive scale of the game, makes Outlaws a technically impressive experience. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Star Wars Jedi Survivor took what made the first game so special and turned it all the way up a notch, delivering a sequel that's bigger and better in almost every department. The visuals have also taken a step up, right from the carefully rendered facial expression to the larger and more complex environments that are peppered with alien threats and the Empire's many different kinds of foot soldiers. Jedi Survivors is easily one of the best renditions of Star Wars in gaming, and fans shouldn't skip out on this one. Black Myth Wukong. Developer Game Science made a grand debut with Black Myth Wukong, a game that starts off with a bang and rarely takes its foot off the gas pedal afterward. At first glance, the visuals seemed too good to be true, but the developers thankfully proved us wrong with the final product. Everything from the animations to the majestic vistas and character design is bursting with quality, both from an artistic and technological perspective. One of the most impressive aspects is the sheer variety in the different stages and the massive scale of rendering, and achieving so much in a debut project certainly deserves an applause. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Speaking of games that take full advantage of the current-gen hardware, we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Insomniac Games has proven to be a developer that's proficient in pumping out high-quality games rapidly, and this particular project can best be described as a Pixar movie in action. In addition to delivering stunning character models that have realistic firm movements and incredibly expressive facial animations, it also breaks new ground in terms of environment rendering. It makes use of the PS5's SSD to instantly load in and out of new worlds without compromising on the quality of rendering, and it's honestly a testament to Insomniac's incredible team of developers. The Kalisto Protocol. The Kalisto Protocol is certainly one of the better looking games that we experienced this generation. The Kalisto Protocol really nails the feeling of being alone in a desolate environment, and a lot of that can be attributed to the technical side of things as well. A well-built lighting system that's powered by ray tracing does wonders when it comes to creating convincing landscapes, and the stellar art direction and snappy animations also work together to round out this presentation. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Bloober Team's recently released rendition of Silent Hill 2 is also a visual marvel that puts the Unreal Engine 5 to good use. It's as much its own thing as it's a glorious throwback to the past, which is really one of the best places to be for a remake so beloved by fans. It nails that ominous feeling of being in a dreamy place, and a lot of that can be attributed to visual elements such as dense volumes of smoke, spooky character models, and gritty environments that react well to bouncing light and indirect lighting. Alan Wake 2. Remedy Entertainment's Northlight engine is a graphical powerhouse, and we've seen how it can create ultra-realistic worlds with the likes of Control. Alan Wake 2 builds upon those technical foundations and gives us a visual experience that throws its prior projects into the water. Alan Wake 2's attention to detail is staggering, be it the photorealistic textures found in the environment, the ray tracing powered lighting system that performs great under a variety of situations, or even the litany of post-processing effects that are present in the rendering pipeline. Alan Wake 2 is easily one of the most impressive games that we have seen this generation, and it holds no stone unturned when it comes to the graphics. Dead Space Remake. EA Motive has done a fabulous job of molding it to placate a more modern audience better. Of course, a lot of effort has also been made on the visual ends of things, including, but not limited to, souped-up textures, a better lighting system, and a bunch of quality post-processing effects that come together to create a coherent visual identity, complete with the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia. God of War Ragnarok. Ragnarok may not have provided any significant changes in its rendering pipeline when compared to the original release, but it certainly is one of the best looking games available on the PS5 nonetheless. Ragnarok features some of the best and most well-rounded character models of this generation with spot-on motion capture and cutting-edge animation work, and it's all complemented very well with a wide array of distinct environments spanning multiple realms, all rendered at a huge scale. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The Final Fantasy VII Remake initiative is going strong with each new release, and the latest in line, Rebirth, is no different. It takes it a step further with a shift to a semi-open world structure, and what makes it interesting is that this jump in scale didn't come at the cost of rendering quality. Character models have high poly counts and don clothes made of physically based materials, foliage and other environment details are top-notch, and animation work is equally competent, which rounds out a really good-looking presentation. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 takes what came before and spins together an even larger net of ideas around it all, culminating in what might be one of the best superhero experiences of all time. Peter Parker and Miles Morales both team up together to face Kraven in this adventure, and Spider-Man 2 makes great use of the PS5's SSD to seamlessly switch between the two characters in a wide open world space without any loading screens. The environments are brimming with detail. Reflective glass-paned buildings dot the streets of New York, and the athletic movement or actions of our superheroes are beautifully brought to life through some great animation work. The character models could definitely use some work, but on the whole, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is an absolute gem of a game that can be a feast for the eyes. Elden Ring. From Software's works have always excelled when it comes to the visuals department, and the sensational Elden Ring is no different. But unlike many other games on this list, Elden Ring does not shine purely on the basis of technical wizardry, but rather the artistry that's gone into creating the virtual wonderland that is the Lands Between. The sheer variety from the dense forest of Limgrave to the frigid peaks of the consecrated snowfield to the golden grandeur of Leyndell, royal capital, is honestly surprising. And the fact that the developers were able to create a coherent world with all of it is nothing short of a miracle. Much like the developers' prior works, the juxtaposition between these miraculous vistas and the hideous horrors that hide within these grounds provide a distinct feeling of joy and hope that you can't really find anywhere else. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Cyberpunk 2077 might not have started life on the best foot forward, but it was able to turn its fates around for the better with continuous post-launch support patches and fixes. But well and truly, the token of apology was the post-launch expansion of Phantom Liberty. Set in the bustling district of Dogtown, Phantom Liberty showcases the best of what Cyberpunk 2077 has to offer, including but not limited to the visuals. Thanks to the fact that Phantom Liberty is exclusive to current-gen consoles, the developers were able to push the game to a further extent with more realistic crowds and dense environments filled with detailed props, making it one of the best renditions of a dystopian future that we have seen in some time. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores. Horizon Forbidden West took what worked in the original and knitted together an even larger mesh of ideas on a larger scale that truly took the experience to another level. Of course, that also includes the technical tapestry of rendering a believable yet fantastical post-apocalyptic world. The Decima engine truly shines in Horizon Forbidden West, curing almost every complaint that fans had with the original and making huge leaps in select departments like facial expression and environmental rendering. The PS5 exclusive expansion, Burning Shores, takes things to another level, efficiently utilizing the power of current hardware to give us some of the best clouds that we've ever seen in a game. And all that on top of even more complex settlements, lighting improvements, and other iterative changes that truly make it a visual beast. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.